Hi all! Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Morning, everybody. All right, we have a little bit to cover. The main focus of this video is going to be Harry working as a mental health advocate while pushing hallucinogenic drugs. Yeah, and there's going to be another Better Up meeting. Oh, buckle up, you guys. Let's jump in and go. We're going to start off with the ring that's been used in almost every coronation since 1831. It has an octagonal sapphire overlaid with 5 rubies in the shape of a cross, and around the border is 14 cushion-shaped diamonds. That is a gorgeous ring steeped in tradition. I love the fact that they're using it. All right, moving on. This is exciting news. The King's Charity has now partnered up with, I think it's called Chanel, like the perfume, and students are given a 24 weeks of intensive training focusing on the craftsmanship of embroidery. So this is supposed to, quote unquote, challenge and develop creative practice with the focus on the skill development and refinement. It's being taught as a residential course at the King's Gloucestershire residence, Highgrove. Very nice. You guys can see in the picture that long board at the bottom with all of this embroidery on it. This is something that probably takes a lot of time. Very nice. Next up, Harry is involved in a charity called the Terence Higgins Trust. It's 40 years old, and Harry has been associated with it. It's about HIV and health charity, and of course, Princess Diana had something to do with it. So what did he do? He wrote a letter. And what did he do? It was all about HIV and his mother. My mother grew up in a world where it was a death sentence. My mother this. My mother didn't live to see the success. My mother led with empathy. My mother, my brother, my mother. We know that anything he does, he leans on the memory of his mother. He has co-opted his mother's memory for everything that he does. It's a good organization. I just wish they had a better patron. So it's times like this that I feel really bad for William, because Harry has literally co-opted the memory of his mother. He talks about Diana in every single thing that he does. He can't just stand on his own or on his own merit. In case you guys haven't noticed, it's always, I'm royal, my mother. I'm royal, Diana. I'm royal, I'm the king's son. I'm royal, but he doesn't do anything on his own merit. Next up, everybody is taking the stuffing out of them at this point. It was, South Park, then it was the comedy show, and now there's a show called The Windsors that will be based on Harry and Meghan's attendance or otherwise at the King's coronation. But my thought process is, if you're going to make yourself a laughingstock, you have to expect this kind of behavior. And I want you to know that apparently Chris Rock said in his Netflix special, and I'm quoting, "The biggest addiction in America is attention. Everybody wants attention. The easiest way to get attention is to be the victim." And he's not lying. Victimhood really is starting to get old. All right, next up, thank you to the Lean Meme Machine for this meme that I found. Love it. And I find that very prophetic, because at Chris Rock's Netflix show Saturday night, one of Megan's friends, Janina, I hope I say this right, Gavankar, was apparently backstage laughing her rear end off. Maybe she's had enough with Meghan. Like I said before, it doesn't seem like Meghan's able to hang on to any friends. But, what Chris Rock was saying was pretty funny. A big thank you to Evan Einstein off of Twitter, because here is the list and the dates of the smear campaign that Harry and Meghan have been doing since October of 2019, where they've been smearing the royal family in one way or another. Now, I think it's important to look at this list because, oh my gosh, you guys, guess what? Harry is going to attend an Uplift conference before the King's coronation. Now, this will be his first in-person appearance. We're not talking taped like he did with this other crazy doctor guy, which we'll be talking about in a minute. This will be his first in-person appearance since he let the book Spare out. It will be taking place in San Francisco on the 7th and 8th of March. Now, to me, it sounds like a bunch of word salad because it talks about human transformation at the heart of driving positive mental in the workplace. And it's going to be an exchange of ideas and inspirational conversations, delivering unparalleled insights for leaders, blah, blah, blah. It's a bunch of word salad. That's all it is. It's just a bunch of word salad. And they talk about all these different people. There are going to be fireside chats with renowned psychologists. And there's going to be talking with this person and talking with that person. Half of these people I've never heard of, but I find it very interesting that when you get to Harry's, it talks about he's the sixth in line to the throne. That's right. They're hawking the fact that he's a prince of the realm. Now, it's going to cost you $1,000 a ticket. So that tells you what the business model is. Once again, this is not for people who really need therapy. These are not therapists. These are quote unquote life coaches. To become a life coach, you can take an online class for 6 months. It doesn't require a license. It's almost a bit of a joke. They don't know exactly what he's going to say while he's there. I'm sure he's going to bring up his family. Why not? Maybe he'll bring up the hallucinogenic drugs that he takes and how that helped clear his mind. Personally, and I have to be honest, if I was running this company and this man had just went out and told people that the way that he fixed his mental health issues was to use illegal drugs, I don't know that I would want him as my keynote speaker at my Better Mental Health event. That's just me, though. Now, let's remember, he vowed not to cash in on his royal credentials, but we all know that that's pretty much exactly what he's done since he and Meghan flew the coop. Now, just so you know, it's being reported, and I'm going to say it exactly the way it's in the article. Harry's wife, Meghan Markle, raised quote-unquote gentle concerns about Harry's decision to release Spare and was worried if it was the right move, saying that she expressed worries that the book could really ruffle some feathers. But it also says that the royal couple are known for putting on a united front. Right. So she knew it was going to be a mistake, but she supposedly tried to talk him out of it and it didn't go well. Right. All right. Moving on. Now, I'm sure he'll do as well as he usually does. If you'll look really close at this picture, you'll see in his right ear or his left as you're facing him, a clear earpiece because he can't speak without help. All right. Moving on. Now, Prince Harry, who now says that psychedelic drugs are part of his life. He said in that chat with that guy, that Gabor Mate, that drugs have helped him with his past trauma. He said it's like cleaning the windscreen, removal of life's filters, these layers of filters. It removed it all for me and brought me a sense of relaxation and relief, comfort, and a lightness that I managed to hold back for a period of time. I started doing it recreationally and then realized how good it was for me. Yes, you guys, this is what he's doing. He's also admitted to using cocaine, marijuana. This guy is a drug addict. Now, Harry said a lot of very irresponsible things, including that the UK military are predators who recruit vulnerable, at-risk people from broken homes to exploit them and send them to war. No, I'm not kidding. Here's my thought process. Harry has a very narrow experience, of life. He's always been in the fishbowl, the royal fishbowl. So he doesn't know what effect drugs can have on people that come from different walks of life. He doesn't look like a great person for advertisement for this kind of thing. He doesn't look happy. He doesn't look stable. Look at the recent outcomes of things that's happened in his life. He's cut off from his friends. He's cut off from his family. He's cut off from his army career. He is not a ringing endorsement for self-medication with mind-altering drugs. Those drugs have probably made his mental health issues worse. And like I said, this should negate his being able to speak for mental health charities. When you look at the pictures of him, the close-up pictures of him in this chat with this quote-unquote doctor, his pupils are completely blown. He is high on something. And you know when else we've seen his pupils like that? We've seen his pupils like that when he was on the Freedom Flight coming back from Canada. Remember when he was running for his physical and psychological safety to the United States? He has set himself up but good. Let me tell you what, if Meghan Markle were to file for divorce now saying that his husband is a drug addict, he has handed her all the ammunition necessary for her to walk away with the kids, the money, and to dump him. Having him around is such a liability at this point. It's not funny. Now, this interview took place in California, but there's nothing online, according to Talk to Hoof, that says he can practice in the United States. His own bio says, I don't practice anymore. I can't do counseling. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm not affiliated with anybody. Yeah, because you're a quack. Now, some people are really upset. There's a woman named Fiona Chase. She's 73, and she spoke out and said that Harry should not be talking positively about this drug. It's irresponsible because people look up to him, and maybe it did work for him, but it didn't work for her niece, Jenny. The woman's name was Jennifer Spencer, and she killed herself in 2019 because she had psychosis from the drug while on a yoga retreat in Peru. Exactly. After her death, the coroner actually issued a warning about the drug to the NHS, saying that it's a shamanic hallucinogenic drug and the properties can cause psychosis. Now, the people pictured above are the mobs who said that they're trying to work with groups about these drugs because the message that Harry is sending is that drugs can help young people with stuff that can be difficult. So don't worry about it. Just take the drugs. And they're concerned because this is their son who died of an accidental overdose at the age of 16 because maybe he thought that the drugs would clear his mind and, wipe clear the windshield, all the stuff that Harry said. I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point that Harry's main goal is to make money. It's not about safety. It's not about caring. It's about lining his pockets with money. That's all he cares about. And these mental health charities better dump him soon, because when something bad happens and they say, I did it because of Harry, and Harry's affiliated with these companies, they could find themselves in some serious legal trouble. Oh, well, let themselves in for it. So I found this on Twitter. I'm going to let you freeze it and read it. But to me, it's exactly what I wanted to say. Exactly about Harry's behavior. Now, this blind item came out saying that Harry either lied on the government documents to gain permanent residency or he's lying about his psychedelic drug use. What did I tell you guys before? If he lied coming in, the visa should have been revoked. If he's using drugs since arrival, the visa should have been revoked. For some reason, the U.S. government is giving him a pass on his illegal drug use. This man, as a member of the royal family, is using his platform and he's hurting people. And I'm going to say it again. Why are mental health charities and charities with children keeping with this man knowing that he's using drugs? Illegal drugs. Why are they hanging on to him? Surely you can get a better patron than that. This guy, he really is sicker than I thought. Now, Unlikely brought this up, that he's been condemned by campaigners to being on drugs. He is the patron of Corporal Scotty, and he wrote a letter saying he shared the experiences of vulnerable young people, and these experiences have been relieved by illegal drug use, and that's healed his trauma. I agree with Unlikely Bot. I think this is very dangerous. And I'm even looking forward to the Invictus Games. Maybe they should change it to the Evictus Games, because this man is a alcoholic drug abuser. He shouldn't be representing anybody, in my opinion. So Australian News spoke to the person who broke the story about the coronation invite. This is so funny, right down to when he says Harry and Meghan sucked the energy right out of the room. You need to listen to this, so just listen.
A response from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex after the couple finally received an invitation from the King to his coronation. Let's bring in Sunday Times royal editor Roy Nicker, who broke the story. Good morning to you. Nice to see you. London time in the evening. How did you get wind of this invitation?
Well, as I said in my piece that I wrote in the Sunday Times, I got confirmation from a spokesperson for Harry and Meghan that they had actually received an invitation. But of course, that crucial line in that statement I got, they haven't yet decided whether or not they're going to attend.
Well, do you reckon they would have thought about it at least? Totally orcs, right?
Yes, that's one way of putting it. It is totally orcs. That would make a good headline, wouldn't it? But you know, at the end of the day, the King has extended an invitation, which I think signifies the King really wants his son to be there, and it's down to Harry and Meghan now to decide what they're going to do.
All right, totes orcs. I can see that in your front page down the track. Look, it is May 6th, Archie's 4th birthday. Could that be an issue? Could she have organised a superhero party as a clash? What do you do?
Well, it's a very legitimate clash. In fact, Archie's going to be 4, but it's only a few hours long. It's not the whole day. I think there's a way that they could attend and also celebrate Archie's birthday too separately.
I tell you what, they do suck the energy out of a room, those two as well. It might be a little bit as a distraction for the King on his big day, so that's something to be mindful of.
All right, I want to talk really quickly about the coronation again. Harry and Meghan are saying that they haven't spoken to Charles ahead of them receiving a coronation invite. Now, Harry and Meghan are apparently confirming, yes, we've received an invite. No, we're not going to say at this time whether we're going or not. But here's my thing. Invites don't go by email. They said they got an email correspondence from the Majesty's office about the coronation. Coronation invites don't come by email, people. That was probably some sort of a list of demands from the King. When you get the invite, you better meet these demands or else don't bother showing up. Well, you guys, that's a lot of information. I'd really like to know what you think about Harry being an advocate for mental health while he's pushing illegal and dangerous psychedelic hallucinogenic drugs. I really want your comments and your thoughts on that. Don't forget to leave them below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell. Don't forget to check if you've already hit the button that you're still subscribed. You can go up into the description box and you'll find links to my Twitter, my Getter, my Rumble, my Patreon, my email address, and an address where you can mail things in the event that you need to mail something. For those of you who've donated through the Coffee Fund and through the thanks button, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.